Please take out your math page 73 with 74 on the back, lesson 3.10. Today we're going to graph, and once we graph the items, we're going to compare the numbers to see which is more and which is less. So right now you're just going to listen to a short story about our pictures. The park was full of people because of the sunshine and warm weather. In one section of the park, Belle bounced her new ball. Her friend Marta asked if she and her two neighbors could play with Belle. "Sure, I love to share and have fun playing together," replied Belle. The four children happily played ball. On the other side of the park, kids were playing in a soccer game. Jamal and his friends from school were playing on a team. The kids enjoyed running and cheering when the team scored a goal. So now let's compare these. So at the top, we have Belle and her friends. How many kids are playing with Belle? Well, including Belle, there are 4 children altogether. So what we need to do is we're going to graph in 4 children. I'm going to use green, and I'm just going to make a large dot on my graph, just to simplify. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. You may color in the whole block if you decide. Okay? So now I'm going to go down to the soccer team, okay? So let's look and see how many kids were on the soccer team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to graph that many. 6. So starting over here by the key, this is the key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to compare the two numbers. So I have 4 here and I have 6 here. 6 is more than 4, and I can quickly determine this by looking at my graph. If you look at the graph, you can see right here where the green stops. Well, you notice I have 2 more red, so I would have to have 2 more up playing here in order for them to be the same numbers. 4 is less than 6. All right, let's flip our page over and let's work on the back. We're also completing a graph on this side. This time it says we're going to count and graph the objects. At the bottom, they've given us our key of the items we will be graphing. This time we're going to be graphing vertically. The last graph was horizontal, meaning it was going across. This one's going up and down. But you always want to start by the key, which is the picture of the item that you're graphing. So we won't be starting at the top. We'll be starting down here. We're going to graph how many doors, buses, houses, and red cars there are. So let's start with the door. I'm going to grab a color that's similar to this door. It's kind of a brown. I have kind of a brownish yellow I'm going to use. So let's see how many doors there are. I see 1, 2, 3 in the picture. I believe that's all there are. There aren't any more hidden away. So 3. So I need to mark my graph with 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to go to the school buses. And I need to count how many school buses there are. Well, from what I can see, there's just 1. So I just need to do 1, starting at the bottom. 1. Now I'm going to do houses. So, looking at the graph, how many blue houses are there just like this? It looks like there are just these 2. So 1 and 2. And then finally, I've got to do the red cars. I'm going to grab a red for this. I like to have my graph color match the key color as much as possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. So starting down here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to look at this graph and I'm going to compare the items, all right? So if I look at this closely without even really thinking at all, I can tell that I have the most cars. The cars go up the highest on my graph. I have the most of these. Next I have doors, then I have houses, and then I have school buses. I have 2 more cars than houses. If you look at this, I would need to fill in 1, 2 more to have the same number. With buses, I'd have to fill in 3 to get to that same number. So those are my comparisons. More, less, and fewer.